Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and today I would like to talk about the beautiful benefits of a 40 weight thread. Now, thread, of course, comes in many different weights, from heavy to light. And normally when we think of something heavy, we think of a larger number. But for thread, it is a smaller number. And here's an example showing that. This is the same thread. This is 100% Egyptian cotton thread. It is from Mettler, and it is their silk finish line. So it's the same thread, we just have different weights. This larger thread is a 28 weight. So you can see where that's definitely thicker than the rest, and that's a small number. Then we have a 40 weight, a 50 weight, and a 60 weight. So our 60 and 28 is definitely a big difference. Now, all of these can be used for the machine, and they all have different purposes. The lighter thread is great for the bobbin or for piecing our quilting together because it's very thin. The 50 weight thread is what I would consider a good workhorse. It is an all-purpose thread. It is definitely a versatile thread. 40 weight is a little bit bigger than that 50 weight. So it is going to be more noticeable when we are quilting and sewing. And the 28 thread, of course, would be used for very noticeable things and more specialized work. But today I would like to talk about that 40 weight thread. And it has a lot of beautiful things that we can do with it. The silk finish 40 weight thread from Mettler comes in different size spools, and it comes in over 120 colors. So we definitely can find the thread that we need out of that selection. They've also come up with 23 new colors. And not only are these new colors, they've come up with new size spools. Nice, big spools. This spool now has 1,094 yards per spool, which means this is going to be great for our long arms and for quilting our quilts. It is still 100% long stapled Egyptian cotton. It does go through a special finishing, so it makes it tear-proof. It is shinier, smoother. It is less prone to shrinking, and it's iron-proof. So you can use this for sewing, embroidery. We could put this in our overlockers and sergers, but we would only use it for the loopers because it is a little bit heavier. And that 40 weight 3-ply will make it really good for quilting. You can get the new colors in individual spools, or we can get some sets. This particular set is called Passionate Quilting. This kit is called Sense of Tradition, and they really do have those traditional colors. I find that these are thread colors that I use a lot for quilting. They blend in, and yet with that heavier weight, they do show up. And of course, if we use a dark thread on a white fabric, then you're really going to notice it. So here's an example that I have done with this green thread. We have some free motion quilting, and I did put it on a black background so you really can see that stitching. It stitches beautiful, and it does have that beautiful, elegant satin finish to it. Now you can use it on your regular home machine for quilting and for other stitches. So here is just a regular seam off of my sewing machine. So you can see how well it's going to show up, which means it's going to be great for top stitching and for things that you want to notice a little bit more. This stitch here is a back stitch on the machine, and you can really see how well that's going to show up. The built-in embroidery stitches show up well, and it is going to be beautiful for buttonholes. So it gives us a little bit of a stronger buttonhole. and a very pretty one when we're done. There are definitely no spaces seen in that. It also can be used for hand stitching. It has a beautiful hand to it when you are hand stitching. So here are 3 threads that I've done a little bit of a back stitch with. So you could use it for embroidery and hand decorative work. For example, a blanket stitch would be beautiful with that. Now I'm sure there's lots of other things we can use this thread for, but with so many colors, we are going to be able to use it for cross stitch. You can see how beautiful that thread looks. The smaller spools have 164 yards, so we definitely would get a lot of cross stitch out of those. And if you decide to go big, you will never run out of thread for your cross stitch project using these. And we can use 1 thread, 2 threads, 3 threads, as many threads as we want to work on our cross stitch. So if you're looking for a thread that's a little bit heavier, a little bit more noticeable than a 50 weight thread, 40 is definitely the way to go. Having it a little bit thicker gives us beautiful buttonholes, lovely embroidery, and the quilting is really quite stunning. I'll put some links in the description so you can check out that silk finish thread from Mettler. And as always, thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I do have a newsletter. It's all free under Sew Very Easy. And be sure to make every day an eye candy, sew-tacular day. Bye for now.